One of the most common problems that people have when they're thinking about, okay, should I build my application on Bubble is ranking on search engines. And to be fair, there is a little bit of a bad reputation around Bubble when it comes to SEO and getting your website to rank properly. Would you say that there is a real problem?
I don't think there's a real problem today. There has been difficulties in the past. Bubble's gotten a lot better. Let's be upfront and honest. They've made a lot of improvements.
The ecosystem is growing.
The ecosystem is growing. Things are getting. There's a real clear vision for the future, which is makes me optimistic. But SEO is still not one of Bubble's strong points.
Why?
Look, they're doing a lot. There's a lot on Bubble's plate. There's all of the new AI revolution that we'll be talking about soon. There's performance issues. There's back-end issues. There's constant, the mobile app development is coming out. So that Bubble is working really hard and doing a lot. And I think that SEO, they made a batch of improvements and they kind of said, okay, let's move on and we'll come back to this later. And they haven't really come back to it. And that has been a bit of a problem until today.
Why?
Well, because when there's a problem, smart people have to find solutions. And the team here at Ratio is really pleased to be able to say that, hey, we cracked this code.
All right, let's talk about the real, the underlying issues that Bubble has, which are creating all these conflicts around SEO. The first one that I want us to talk about is JavaScript.
So it's true. I mean, Bubble builds JavaScript websites and JavaScript applications. So what comes out in the end, what the user receives in their browser is a JavaScript program. And it's rendered in the browser of the client. And that has some pluses and some minuses. Okay, for SEO, it has some minuses because it's harder for the search engines to crawl. Some of them just won't render those pages. The good ones will, but it's slower. And it also means that some of the things that are easier in other platforms aren't as easy in Bubble.
What would you say are the most or the biggest technical limitations that Bubble has when it comes to SEO? Because you've mentioned client-side rendering of JavaScript, which is not great. Mm-hmm. Is that probably the biggest one?
I mean, that's obviously probably the elephant in the room. And I think at some point in the future, we'll see a server-side rendered Bubble applications.
You think so?
I think so, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. I don't think it's going to happen really fast because it is a major overhaul. Okay.
Bubble, if you're watching and you want to let us know when this is coming.
We support the idea.
We support the idea.
That being said, that would obviously improve things like Core Web Vital scores,
which are really important. I think that is probably one of the main things that puts people away from Bubble, which is that a lot of Bubble applications have really poor Core Web Vital scores.
But it's really not Bubble's fault. To be honest, the algorithm behind most of the tools out there for measuring website performance are very obsolete. They don't work well with client-side rendered Java websites. And that's not just on Bubble, that's on any platform that uses that kind of an architecture. And the truth is that a well-built Bubble application doesn't need to be slow. Mm-hmm. But if you have mistakes in your architecture of how you've created your Bubble application, if you have stuff in your Bubble application that aren't fixed, then this is going to be a problem for you.
I do want to acknowledge the fact that even though, yes, I agree with you, a lot of the problems that have to do with SEO around Bubble applications are not necessarily Bubble's fault, but how the app has been built and stuff like that. I do want us to acknowledge that this has a real impact on businesses, right?
Oh, definitely. And I think that maybe what we're doing in these podcasts is we're trying to bring to light a more entrepreneurial vision of how to build businesses with Bubble, how to actually be successful using Bubble as your technology stack. And obviously SEO is fundamental for that, because you want traffic to your app. You want people to find it. You don't want to be invisible.
You don't want to be a business up in Mount Everest, right?
Right, or even worse, hidden in a tunnel, buried somewhere in the underbelly of the internet.
So today's conversation, I want it to really be about SerPi, what we've built at Ratio. And I know that we've talked about SerPi before, but I really want to dig into the power behind SerPi, how much time it can save entrepreneurs and businesses that are building in Bubble, and how it can really solve a lot of those SEO problems that we're talking about.
Yeah, it solves probably 80% of a lot of the really important problems.
So what is SerPi? Let's start there.
Well, SerPi is a really cute...
I love how it makes you happy. SerPi just makes you happy.
He's just really cute. I happen to be kind of into sci-fi stuff, and having this cool robot that we've given birth to, it just makes me happy. But it is an AI-powered robot that fixes a whole bunch of deficiencies that may be plaguing your Bubble application. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that you can just not do your work and SerPi's going to come flying in the door and miraculously skyrocket you to the top of the search engines. Okay, it will fix a whole suite of technical SEO issues on your Bubble application in real time without you having to do any of the heavy lifting. But that doesn't keep you from, fixing what you need to fix in your Bubble application.
What are those things that people usually need to fix that SerPi can't fix?
Well, just good practices like making sure all your SEO settings are set up correctly, making sure your header and your footer links are actually links and not, workflow actions that are go-to page. Gosh, that just drives me crazy. It's one of my pet peeves. Making sure that you have, put in titles and descriptions on your pages so that SerPi can actually understand what your page is about and improve them for you, in the very least. So, these we could talk about schemas, and we can talk about a lot of other things that you probably should do. Sitemaps are really important, and a lot of bubblers don't really get their sitemaps right, and that's a shame.
Now it is AI powered, right? But can we install SerPi on anything or just Bubble applications?
Well, SerPi is built by Ratio for Bubble applications.
Gotcha.
SerPi is really powerful, and we can deploy it, and we have deployed it on other platforms, and it does work. So if you have a hybrid architecture, you can feel comfortable that SerPi is going to help you. But our focus is for
Bubble applications
and the Bubble community, because I think that Bubble applications deserve to rank.
Let's talk about this concept behind having a one-line implementation.
Well, it's as simple as going into your app settings and installing one simple script into your Bubble application, deploying to live, and then logging into SerPi and letting it start to its magic.
It's not going to slow down applications?
Not at all. No, it's really fast.
Nice.
And it does this on the fly, which is really important.
So let's just break down for people some of these key features that SerPi actually tackles. Let's just do like 5 or 6 of them.
Well, it will optimize your titles. It will optimize your page descriptions. It will optimize the page keywords, which you can't do in Bubble. There's no way to do that in Bubble. It will optimize your on-page schema definitions. It will also look at your H1 titles, your H2 titles. It will make sure they're not too short, make sure they're not too long, that sort of stuff.
It really does feel like having an SEO assistant working for you 24/7. In fact, the other day I logged into Option Track and I realized that the main title of the page was not the one that I gave it myself. And then I freaked out at you because you told me, oh no, I got SerPi up and running. I was like, oh, okay, that was SerPi doing its magic.
Well, I fixed it though, so it's back to what you wanted on that specific title.
And to be fair, I'm very meticulous about the words that we put on our page, but it's nice to know that SerPi is there to try to make it better.
That's its goal.
It's up to me to decide whether I want to implement what SerPi is suggesting or not at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. And that's also important that you can go in and tweak what SerPi has done at any point in time and make it a little bit more specific to what you want it to be about. If you see something that you're not completely happy with.
Should we talk about circles?
Well, we should. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a pretty cool use case of what SerPi can do. We did notice a 1,290% increase in traffic. Right after we installed SerPi on Circles.
Okay, let's be honest. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay, it takes some time.
Yeah.
But yes, that is the actual improvement in organic traffic coming to Circles thanks to using SerPi on Circles. And it's, Circles is a Web3 blogging platform, so it's actually working on every user's blog posts. Every user, all across the platform, be it talking about, people talk about anything on Circles, and SerPi just jumps in there behind the scenes and makes sure all of the SEO for all of those blog posts are optimized, and it's working.
I don't think people are giving Circles enough credit because it's not that, it's what you've said. It's not just that the content in our blog is ranking, but people have blogs in our Bubble application and their blog posts are ranking in search engines.
Thanks to all of the effort that we put in. I mean, this was many, many months of work to get to this point where we can actually be talking about these kinds of results.
It's the ultimate example of how, yes, your Bubble app can rank. It can rank really well, and it can rank for pretty much anything you can think of.
And another thing is that it's not just on Google.
It's on Bing.
It's on Bing too, which is, hey, I would be willing to stand up and say there aren't very many people out there that are willing to say I can get your Bubble application to rank on Bing.
I don't think there's that many people out there today just thinking, oh, I want to rank on Bing. I understand there's value behind capturing traffic from any place.
Well, it's buyer intent traffic, just like on Google, and there's billions of searches a day.
It doesn't hurt.
And understand there's a strategic relationship between OpenAI and Microsoft. And OpenAI gets their search engine results from Bing.
So there is definitely an incentive to, at the very least, show up.
That's right, yeah. And I'll be honest, I mean, Bing in their documentation, if you say you have a client-side rendered JavaScript application, the best thing you can do is change your architecture. Okay, that's
how
kind
nice
of how that's how friendly they are with applications like Bubble. So you do need to make it as easy for them as possible, and that does require some additional work on how you structure your Bubble application to make that happen. If you've got your content hidden in 4 layers deep of reusable elements and with conditionals and all sorts of stuff, Bing's probably just going to not rank your page. But if you set it up right and you're careful, you can get your Bubble pages to rank on Bing.
So let's get a little bit more technical here. Can you talk to us about how SerPi works alongside a good, well thought out advanced topical map?
So one of the things I talk about in my book, SEO No Code Wizardry, that's just a shameless plug there for you, is about a holistic SEO strategy. Because to be honest, SerPi isn't enough to guarantee that you're going to rank, especially for competitive keywords, because it fixes all the stuff on your page, but it doesn't fix up all the stuff on your site unless you create content that is well structured, that is well thought out, it has high quality for every topic that is pertinent to what you want to rank for. So a topical map is really important because that gives you a guide. If you want to rank for Web3 blogging, then you need to know all of the subtopics related to Web3 blogging that you need to publish content on in order to rank, okay? Now, Web3 blogging isn't all that competitive, and it didn't require quite that much. But other topics, other applications are in more competitive niches, and you need a comprehensive content strategy, and you need a comprehensive authority building strategy to get backlinks to your website. And together, this all fits in nicely as a complete puzzle.
And I think we're honestly predicators of that approach ourselves. Like, we're here creating content. It's not just about getting SerPi up and running on our site. We are putting ourselves out there each week. You're creating a whole lot of it. I've never seen you create this much content, which I'm really proud of. But not just that, we're out there putting ourselves for the world to see the good content that we have to share. So I think we are living proof that, hey, it's not just get SerPi up and running. SerPi, I think we can say that SerPi is the best plumber that you can probably have for your SEO endeavors in Bubble.
Definitely.
But, a plumber is not going to clean your house. It's going to fix your pipes.
That's right. Yeah. And you do need to do the rest of the work.
Right. Let's talk about Scholar content quality scoring.
So one of the things that is built in, because SerPi includes the ability to create content, topical maps, to brainstorm out your content strategy, and to also analyze your backlinks and analyze the competition that you're competing with. So it comes with a lot of tools built into it. And one of those is Scholar. And Scholar, what it does is it uses the information that Google has published in their patents and in other stuff to actually say, how do we determine what the best quality content is? And it analyzes your content using that methodology, and it will come back and tell you, look, you need to talk, you need more numbers, you need more verifiable facts, you need to cover more topics, and it will give you a score, and then you can improve your content. Because in the end, you're going to win because you're better than the others, not because you've tricked Google or tricked Bing or tricked anybody. You have to just do the work, and you have to be better.
Which leads to ultimately just putting yourself out there and creating good content, really just doing the best job.
That's right. You have to do better than everybody else so that the search engines value what you're doing. And for an old geezer like me, that's not easy to be here on camera.
So let's talk about results, because business owners, especially the smaller ones that are slowly getting started with Bubble, they get a little impatient when it comes to SEO. But it's important for people to understand, and we've learned this by experience, not just with circles, but over the past 10, 15 years now, that SEO takes time.
It takes time, and it's an investment that also takes time to get you kicked off. If you're doing it right, that investment will provide returns for a long time. But you really have to be willing to put in the effort, willing to do follow the plan that I give you, a detailed plan in my book, or reach out to us and we'll put together a holistic SEO plan for your Bubble application. But it's like putting up a giant neon sign if you're a hamburger shop on a busy freeway. That's how you get seen. That's how you get found. And the internet is a big place. So, just burying your head in the sand and saying, well, I just don't have the resources to make SEO work. Well, maybe your business strategy isn't quite there yet, because you need to be ranking for your application in order to survive.
Now, we've come up with, I would say, pretty reasonable pricing models for SerPi, so that we can help different sort of like entrepreneurs, depending on what stage their business is at.
Sure, because let's face it, a small little app with a startup is not going to need as many resources from SerPi as a
you don't have to optimize 2,500 pages.
Right, or 20 or 15,000 pages, because dynamic pages in Bubble are easy to create.
Yeah.
But they're not easy to rank. So in order to do that, well, there's 3 different tiers. They are all 6-month plans, because you're going to start seeing results probably 3 months in, and by 6 months, you should be seeing some significant results of improvement. And I'm not saying you're going to be ranking number 1 in really competitive keywords in 6 months, because
we would like to keep it real.
yeah, let's be honest. Some keywords you may not, it may take longer, but you'll also get a bunch of long tail keywords that can bring in really good traffic. So it's a mix. But there are 3 plans based on the size and the number of pages that you need to rank, the amount of content you're going to want to push out. Just come to our ratio.dev site and check it out.
I think it's fair to say that SerPi is for everyone. I mean, everyone building on Bubble can benefit from having SerPi up and running on their Bubble application. But we do every now and then like to work with maybe like more established applications that can perhaps spend a little bit of more resources on really nailing down their SEO strategy. So we've come up with like VIP services that we're calling them right now. It's a little bit meh. It's a very original name that we put for our service. But can we walk people through what that consists like?
So that is where if you want to continue to just focus on your Bubble application and on your business, and you want somebody to take care of SEO for you, we can do that. We have the team of people that will come in, and not only will we put SerPi on your website, but we will fix all of the problems that your Bubble application may have with SEO. We'll work on your performance. We'll build your content strategy. We'll publish the content on your Bubble site for you. We will build the strategy to get you the backlinks that you need on an ongoing basis over time, so that your authority will build. Basically a turnkey solution. And turnkey solutions are more expensive, but they're worth it.
Just to wrap it up, can we talk about and we sort of minimally touched on this at the beginning of our combo, but can we just talk about the future of SEO and Bubble? Do you think it's gonna get better?
Oh, I definitely think it's gonna get better. And we are working on more projects that are going to be even as significant as SerPi. So anybody who's out there worrying about their page load speeds, performance, we've got some exciting news coming fairly soon.
And it's nothing seen before.
Nothing seen before. And it's going to be another really important complement to SEO for your Bubble application, but also to saving you money with Bubble and to just improving the user experience for your users.
So I think that as a main call to action that people can walk away with from this video is get SerPi up and running on your site. It's available just as soon as you're done watching this video, just go to ratio.dev.
There's a link in the bio button in the description here below.
And you'll find a menu item in our header that says SEO. If you click on that, it's going to take you to our page where you can learn all about SerPi and how it can really transform your Bubble application. It can really do 95%, if not 100%, of the nasty plumbing that no one really wants to take care of.
Yeah, and you have to take care of it.
And you have to take care of it if you want to get your app to rank. So, yeah, I think this was a nice combo to introduce SerPi to the entire Bubble community. And he looks really cute.
He really does look cute.
He's cute.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, thanks again. I'm going to keep on forcing you to do these with me every week.
It's fun. I'm enjoying them.
Okay, cool, man.
Thanks, Tony.